All right, guys, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending from where you are watching from. This is yours truly, Evans Okongo from Kenya. I am at my shamba trying to look at the development. You see, it is the planting season once again. And here where we come from, that is on the periphery of the Kenyan border. We are farmers by choice, and we are the people who feed the nation. And here our major concentration is on corn, that is maize. And I have done maize this time around only. I have not mixed the beans because I learned that the beans are taking a lot of fertilizer, and therefore they get to compete with the beans around, the maize around. So I opted to do the planting of maize alone, though the rains were relatively late. But you can see, if you can see from where you are, the maize tried to be yellow sort of, but 2 days ago I did apply fertilizer, that is the NPK, and then I look at the way so that I can do the issue of top dressing. So I have just reported from duty, and I opted to come and see what I'm doing here, whether it is still functional. So in case you want to have some positive vlogs and positive vibes concerning the issues of farming, just keeping on my channel, and remember to subscribe. We come from the rural Africa, where you can see even how people build around. And okay, we live sort of a social setup. We are in a social setup, and when people are in a social setup, chances are we live like brothers and sisters. So here, sometimes you get cheap labor because it helps you to meet your people and inform them on what you intend. That is, you can let them join you in the shamba, which is the word we use to mean the garden, or the farm where you are doing your crop growing. And therefore it makes it very easy. So sometimes challenges get to be there in farming. You can see sometimes you can delay to get fertilizer. Therefore, before you do planting or you plan to plant, kindly ensure that you have sufficient fertilizer. So if you can look at the maize on the further side of the farm, and the ones you see here, you can see these ones we were late to do the planting, but the other one, they were relatively earlier, and therefore when you apply fertilizer earlier, it becomes so easy. So I have done a very small piece for the purpose of consumption. Of course, I normally do large scale, but this time round I decided to do the large scale, the small scale part, and I appreciate a lot because this is what we use for subsistency. Though I applied manure and later applied fertilizer, I believe now it's going to change. I'll be here sometime later, maybe a week or so that we can be able to see how far they have changed. So mark the date today, that is 25th of September. And after the 25th of September, I'll come here at around the 10th of October so that we see the changes that might have happened. So whenever you do farming and sometimes you find that things are not in order, don't give up, because giving up is the last option. Sometimes you might think you are late, but you know these things depend on the weather. This time around, unlike last September and October, the rains were very high sort of, but nowadays the rain just comes once and then it goes for another time. So this time round, it's not as it was last time, but we pray for a bountiful harvest. Therefore, because we are the food basket of our country, we have to ensure that at the end of it all, we feed the nation. And when you feed one person, you are feeding the nation. If you feed it two, well and good. If you feed the community, excellent. If you feed the school, in fact, you are doing incredible. So whenever you do the farming, just be positive. Like now here you can see where it is relatively green. The maize is very good, and I believe finally this is what we use here in Africa to feed the society. Elsewhere, I know people grow maize for the purpose of feeding animals, but we are the best consumers because Kenya, where I come from, we use maize as a staple food. Therefore, thank you for the upkeep. I just wanted you to learn what's happening around for the short time this evening. Hopefully we shall meet. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you guys who are now new here, allow me to invite you so that you can be able to subscribe. Remember to share and tell friends wherever they are that this is Evans Okongo from Kenya, and you mean all the world to me. Welcome once again from the beautiful sunset of Africa. We wish you well and have it good. A good evening.